Arjuna uvacha param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam vibhum ahustvam rishaya sarve devarshi naradastatha ashito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishime. As already we have discussed that this 10th chapter, verse number 11, with that Bhagavad Gita was almost completed. So there was no need of continuation of Bhagavad Gita, because Jiva Swarupa was being discussed in details up to 6 chapters. Then Ishvara Swarupa also being discussed in details, and also the Vibhutim also discussed in general. So that means the chapter is over, the purpose is done. But Arjuna could not keep quiet. So whatever he was listening to, keeping that in mind, he tried to put the question very carefully, which we'll be seeing from verse number 12 to 18. Actually, here, if you look at this verse, as we have discussed, whenever a person asks something, so there is a purpose, there is a way of asking. In fact, we have different ways of asking, superficially, socially, spiritually, of course, knowledge-wise we have. Like we have, especially sannyasis, they do beautiful thing, okay? In Rudra Prashna, when we do the Abhishekam, generally a sannyasi is not supposed to chant Chamakam. So we don't because Namakam, Chamakam, there are two things, okay? Namaha, Namaha, Chaha, Cha, okay? Give me this, give me that. So generally we don't do Chamakam. But when we run the ashrams and set up, we need. Without that we cannot survive. So what we do is, we do combination, okay? It's a unique combination we do. We start with one paragraph of Chamakam, then complete Namakam, then towards end, again complete with one paragraph of Chamakam. So that, we need that much, as much as required for the organization. You understand? This is a very beautiful concept. So what, in short, these Vedic people, when they want to get something, first they highlight Namakam, glorify, glorify, glorify. After glorifying, then give me, give me, give me. So, just to understand this aspect, I didn't put the video. So, sorry. Just to glorify this aspect, so they really work on to get the things. Here also, Arjuna has done exactly the same thing, because he has studied, okay? He shows that it background. Not only he listened to Lord Krishna here, also he was exposed to Vedic teaching. We'll be seeing how this verse into 12 to 18 divided into 3 categories. So one is facts and figures, then comes glorification, and finally asking whatever he wanted to ask. Now he says, first of all, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, which is a beautiful way to look at. O Bhavan, O revered one, O respected one. So putting maska, okay, putting butter now slowly. So you are the Param Brahma. So that means what? You are the supreme infinite Brahman. So once you say Brahman, don't add Param, okay? Because Lord Krishna understands, okay? But it is very nice, because we have certain adjectives which really makes the language much more interesting. But however, so you are Param Brahma. It is not only that you are the supreme infinite Brahman, also you are Parama Dhamam. So Param Dhamam means here supreme. Dhamma means abode, also consciousness light principle. We take both way. So common people, they look at Dhamam as abode. So abode is nothing, is related to the consciousness, it is light principle. So we have to take in this way, or else the verse will go other way around. So we have to be very careful to choose the right translation there, or else we have to go round. However, so not only that, you are also paramam pavitram. So that is you are the most purifying. So here there is ultimate purifying, most purifying. So why you are purifying, that we are talking. I also always talk. I remember, I can share with you. So one Swamiji, our friend actually, because some people, Swamijis, when they become Swami, sometimes they are in their illusionary world. I don't know what happens to them. Some screws are missing sometimes, okay, with due respect. And that too happens, remember, in our group. Forget about other groups, okay? Let us not talk. So, he wrote me one mail. As usual, down below, there is HH. So, signed by HH Swami, blah, 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 okay? Let us not bring the person's name. Because we are very careful. Suppose when I am writing to a friend, I cannot write HH. Even in fact, I don't have to say Swami Ananda Saraswati, Ananda or nothing to write. Because when you write a friend, you have to be a little bit careful, alert. So he wrote HH as usual. And I could see that is consciously or subconsciously, whatever way. Then I wrote back, dear HH, his hardness, his hardshipness, his, horribleness, you understand? So I had to collect the words of HH, okay? Not his holiness, okay? Not his highness. And of course that Swami got really offended. I said, hey, look, you provoked me to write. What can I do? So I'm sorry to say, but this is his holiness. From this I brought it, this because I jumped from this thing. Here, this holiness concept comes from where? Like few days back, I was putting on some dress, there was a hole. I said, yes, because I am a holy person, because I need to have some holes, okay? So don't ask me whether HOLE or WHOLE. That's a big, this is called understanding. When a person or object is connected to not HOLE, okay? Because if HOLE becomes holy, that means every, stitching pin, or that you use the one hole will be there, or many things that who has got holes. So that will be the holiest thing to do. Hole has nothing to do with the holiness. WHOLE. So when I am connected to the totality, the wholeness, then only I am called as a holy person. A place becomes holy, not because there are holes, but the place is connected to wholeness. Like I was talking about this temple. See, temples are made up of bricks or stones or whatever. Also a house is made up of the same way. There is no difference except some structure. Even if same structure also. But why you respect or why you bend down, why you namaskaram to the temple, not to the house? Because inside the temple there is a deity. That deity represents the wholeness. Can you see this point? So because the Lord that is being presented in that temple, in that place, which is connected to the wholeness. Now because that place is connected to the wholeness, because of the deity, the place becomes holy. So here it is being said that it is most purifying. The holiness comes because of this reason here. Because, as you know, why we are dirty? Because of ignorance. All sort of confusion comes is because of ignorance, nothing else. Now, if we observe, now light is just opposite of ignorance. So the understanding of one's own self, the light principle, the Ishvara here, that which does work in previous verse also we saw, how he gives the knowledge. And even if you don't have teacher, he sends teacher. If there is nobody, he himself becomes teacher. That we have seen in previous verses. But that is his problem, okay, not our problem. That's why if we surrender to the God completely, not with the conditionings, that is his problem to bring a teacher for us. We don't have to worry at all. This is assured. And if he does not find proper teacher for us, he himself has to come to teach us. This is called confidence. In fact, this is what happened to Arjuna. This has happened to in many cases. So here, when he says beautifully, Paramam Pavitram, you are the most purifying. And interestingly, when I look at this way, also I have my own problem. Because it always goes with a package. And especially student is never clear. Always not pointing one thing, then some other agenda, something or other, then trying to clarify. That is how supposed to be. Or else why the person will become a student. So he says, O revered one, you are not only that Paramam Pavitram, that you are not only the most purifying, you are the supreme infinity Brahman, and also you are the light principle. Now, the point is here, I would like to know, you need to talk about yourself. That is the purpose, okay? So what you need to talk, because the point he highlights very nicely that, look, Soyam cha eva brabhisime. So you need to talk about yourself. Because you indeed can talk. Because I don't want to listen from anybody. Because when you start talking to me, you tell me. And what you have to talk about yourself. Because when opportunity is being given to us to talk about ourselves, what we do? Only you blabber. And the best example is, some people says, in India we had another point, in West or present modern India is another way. We said, give any sadhu who wants to talk, you want to make sadhu to talk, give some bhang, this marijuana liquid. After that, sadhu will talk everything. But nowadays in modern day they will say, if you want to know the truth, allow that fellow to drink properly. More pegs, peg or peg, whatever. More packs, like small things. Peg, okay, thank you. So more pegs, more number of pegs, more truth comes out quicker, okay? However, but here is about what? Here you need to talk about this Vibhum. Because this is the most important thing. Because remember, your Vibhum means here the all-pervasiveness. Let us look at this aspect very carefully. Whenever we start talking, suppose somebody asks us to introduce or to talk about ourselves, what we understand, what we do generally. We always talk or we always limit ourselves. All our introductions, all our descriptions is completed to our limitations. In fact, unless and until we limit ourselves, we cannot talk about ourselves either. And that's why when we limit ourselves and present to the society or to others, it means that we are blabbering. So here, as you, who are you? Please understand, you are something, because I know you need to talk about yourself because you cannot have love. I know, and you yourself have talked. It's not that. You are somebody, is called, please understand the point. He says, you are Purusha. We'll be saying why you should talk, that also will talk. You are somebody Purusham. So Purusham means Purishayanath. Puru means called Shariram, this body. Sha stands for the one who resides. So that means you are the one who resides in this body. And okay, fine. That's why in our culture, we have this Namaste concept. Namahate. My salutations to you. That the Purusha, the Divyam, that which is Shashwatam, Purusham Shashwatam comes, that which is the light principle, that which is consciousness, the Lord that resides in this body. Whether you deserve my Namaskaram or not. But definitely the Lord that is in you, the light principle that is in you, the consciousness principle that is in you, definitely deserves my acknowledgement. Can you see this point? Not hi, hello. Hey, this hello is another nuisance we all have, okay? You understand? You know the background of this hello. Who is hello? Wife of somebody. Let me not get into, okay? So when he tested his telephone call, so he wanted to call his wife. Because poor wife must have suffered because this fellow must have ignored her. So out of sense of guilt, first let me give the credit, okay? That's why you can see when people receive the award. You understand the psychology part it. Whenever you receive award, so I dedicate my award to my parents. When Either parents must have passed away this year, so that there is some sense of guilty, or something related. Most of the time, please understand, very rarely people dedicate hours to that person where they want to express sense of gratitude. Maximum cases, they only dedicate the hours to others or to them where there is sense of guilt. However, this is psychological, please don't judge too much, but this is what I have talked to people and I have found it out, that's why I am saying it. So here is being said, Purusham Shashwatam, not hi, hello. So my namaskaram to you because you are Purusham. You understand the concept? Don't say, oh, I am feminist. This is another nuisance, okay? And these ladies, when they call feminist, that means there is no manhood. That means they are called eunuchs, okay? A lady becomes feminist is something wrong. Because a lady is lady. You don't have to prove that you are a lady. Why ladies should fight for womanhood? You understand? When a woman starts fighting for womanhood, like man starts for fighting manhood, that means what? Is eunuch or not? And whenever I say this woman activist is as woman, I have my own problem, okay? It's a very serious issue. And nowadays, they get all the awards, okay, Booker awards, this awards, that awards, you cannot think of. And you know, awards means nothing. Pay money, you get it, including Nobel Prize. Because if the President of America could get Nobel Prize doing nothing, and that too Nobel Prize for a peace, it's a joke. However, what is being highlighted here, you are not only Purusham, also Shashwatam iti. So that is a beautiful point. It is not only you are dwelling in me, in one given person or given object, you are the indweller of all beings. That means in everywhere you are there. So that means very clear. And not only that, you are also Divyam. You are self-evident. So when you are the self-evident consciousness, and interestingly, you are Adi Devam. So you are not only the God, in fact, you are the source of all gods. You are the, you can use the word, you are the God. How? Of course, we have a lot of explanations, especially when you go to this Keno Parishad. There also description comes. And lot of Upanishads do talk differently regarding this. And we have also many stories regarding that, so let us not get into that. And at the same time, if you are the primary source of all God, now, is there anybody beyond you? There will be always, doubt. Some question may arise. Because, remember, that means the Arjuna is understanding, okay, in the war, with all sort of crisis, he is really, this knowledge is working. Because many people say, Swamiji, when mind is calm and quiet, when everything is good, that time only we can understand this knowledge. Hey, where was Arjuna? You are not in that bad situation. If Arjuna could recollect everything, why can't I recollect? However, you are also, says Ajam. You are unborn. So that means before you, there was nobody. If you are born, then there is somebody. So being Ajam, being unborn, and being all-pervasive, and you are Divyam, self-evident, Purusham Shashwatam. So that means you are Purusham, you do dwell in everybody, and Shashwatam because you are the indweller of in everybody. That's why you need to talk about yourself, your vibhutis. Why? There is also logic, okay? It's not simply because I can ask anybody, and especially I can talk about Vyasa. Happens to be my, great-grandfather. So I can, as a grandchild, I can get the news. And he is called, Diti Krishna. And he is the second Krishna. What status he had? So I can talk. He said, no. Why I want? Sarve Rishayaha. So all the rishis. So rishi means Rishanti Jananti iti or Rishati Janati iti. Both way you can take it. Rishayaha, Rishanti Jananti, or rishi means Rishati Janati. The one who knows. Is not the one who is preferably having white beard and of course jata, all this matted, and of course thin or thick or what, fat. No, not like that. Must be in the jungle. It's not like that. It can be additional. But the truth is the one who knows the truth, the one who knows one's own self. They are called rishis. So Sarve Rishaya, why use this word Sarve Rishaya? There are two types of rishis we look at. The rishis that exist in this Bhuloka. That's why each word is very carefully he uses. And the rishis, those who exist in other lokas. It can be Bhuvaha, Sovaha, Janaha, Maha, Tapaha. So any lokas. So that means the rishis, those who belongs to all the lokas. That's why he uses the word Sarve Rishaya. And he gives, it's not, he gives the description. Devarshi Narada Tatha Asita Devala Vyasa. So he gives the description because this Vyasa, Asita, Devala, they belong to this Bhuloka. So the rishis, those who belongs to this earth, also Devarshi, Narada. So the rishi here who belongs to Surgaloka, Narada. And Narada is an amazing personality, okay? Because when he comes, we have to bring something to talk about him, because without talking that, the class is not complete, okay? We have this, in every regional language, hey, don't behave like a Narada. As though Narada is a person who only brings the quarrel, who brings the conflict, who is the cause of the conflict. It's not like that. We have to understand. The word Narada means Naram Dadati iti Narada. Naram means Jnanam. In fact, you can say he is a mobile, still alive, okay? He is a mobile teacher. He never stays in anywhere. He keeps traveling and his job is to teach. But his approach is different. That's the problem. So what is that problem? You can see how he teaches. Remember, the teaching involves provoking ego in you, challenging ego in you. If you do not challenge the ego, if you do not provoke others' ego, can you really teach? That will come preaching. Suppose I am very goody, nice, then we say, oh, Swami is so kind, so nice. I'll have a number of devotees more, okay? That's all. And good dakshina also I'll have, okay? Please, that's not the life. So the teacher has to provoke, challenge the ego. Without that, teaching is not complete. In fact, that is the part of our teaching, methodology. Now here, we see the only outcome. Narada, what he does, first he creates the confusion. Where your ego not only provoked, and the way he will create a mess, you will not know what is happening. And finally, the outcome result is the knowledge. That's why any description of Narada you see, anywhere Narada comes in, that means don't worry, Mangalam is going to come. Mangalam is going to happen, means the auspiciousness is going to get unfolded. There is no doubt in it. So that's why Narada, so Narada is not a bad word, okay? Naram Dadati iti, the one who gives the knowledge. That's why he is a mobile teacher. So the rishis belongs to, this the point is, Sarve Rishaya, rishis belongs to this Bhuloka. Also rishis belongs to different lokas. Now, interestingly, what happens, even if they are not capable of explaining you or about you in details. This is my purpose, because I am a smart fellow, okay? Arjuna says, I am indirectly, I am a smart fellow. Because about you, even if Vyasa, remember who is Vyasa? Don't forget. Now you may ask the question also incidentally. How come Vyasa include his name in his writing? Because Bhagavad Gita is written by whom? Because Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Don't forget that, okay? Mahabharata is written by whom? Vyasacharya. Now, that means what? Vyasa nicely included his name. He could have put some other rishis name. Please understand, Vyasa is just quoting what discussion happened between Arjuna and Lord Krishna. So he is just reporting, he is just quoting, he is not putting his name, there is no addition at all. Whatever he is Divya Drushti, whatever he has visualized, he has unseen, that is what he is putting it. So be careful, okay? Or else don't bring all these things. However, he says beautifully that all these people cannot really talk about you in details. Why they cannot talk? Because please understand, Simple thing. Here, if I look at devatas, devatas are created by you. A karya, a product, cannot describe the karanam in details. Please understand. This is the logic. For example, the book is the karya, the product. So book being the product, so what is the karanam? Karanam in primarily paper, and of course ink and many other factors. Let us look at only paper part. Now, if the paper becomes the karanam of this book, now will the book able to describe in details about the paper? Impossible. It's very simple. That's a simple logic we take it. Karya cannot describe properly about karanam. So all this becoming the karya, the product, how can they talk about you? So better let me listen from horse mouth. So you better talk in details, and especially your vibhuti. And let us continue, read it so that it becomes easier. Sarvametat rutam manni yanmam vadasi kesava nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vidurdevana danava. Very good. So already we have discussed. So sarvam etat rutam. So this word ritam we use very carefully. Satyam and rutam, there is a small difference which we say very carefully. So tat rutam manye. So when you say rutam, that is also truth, but which is definitely. There is no altercation, there is no presentation. That's why ritam bada, satyam bada. So satyam can be presented truth. Palatable truth, you can use. Later on comes palatable, which is wrong. Truth is always palatable. There is nothing called palatable truth, not palatable truth. So here it says, tat ritam mani, and who? O Keshava. In fact, we will be seeing how he is going to do namakam. Okay, he is going to do in these few verses some archana. Okay, each word we can see. Very nice to do some archana here also. Archana means offering flowers. Okay, to the Lord with the names. O Keshava. And of course, he is going to say later on, He Bhuta Bhavana, He Bhutesha, He Devadeva, He Jagatpate, He Purushottama. He's going, a list he is going to give, okay? Who you are, describing everything. And each word has got a beautiful way to look at. O Keshava, O Lord Keshava. Keshava has meaning, lot of things to discuss. Now then if we go to, then it will be another chapter. Because all these things are being discussed in Vishnu Sahasranama, which is amazing to see, go through. Yetat sarvam yat mam vadasi. All this, whatever I spoke, especially in verse number 12, it's not I created. You are Param Brahma, you are Param Dhama, Paramam Pavitram, and you are Purusham, Shashwatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam, Vibhum. It is not my version. I have not created anything. It is all these things, etat sarvam yat mam vadasi, because you yourself have already talked in details. So because you have told in details before, now which you have already talked. So now if this is the case, now I understand. This is what you have to look at. O Bhagavan, O Lord. Now you need to talk again. Now, because why? Te vyaktim viduhu. Because when devas and danavas, no devaha, no danavaha, te vyaktim viduhu. When devatas, and who are devatas, gods? Those who have got a pure mind. And who are danavas? Those who do not have pure mind. Simple logic. So the devatas and asuras, in fact, they cannot talk because they they will not be able to explain about your manifestations, how the manifestation has come. Because, oh Keshava, whatever you have talked in general before, it is better you should talk to me in details. Because I need to know, because if I do not know, I don't think that I have anybody that I can ask this question. Why? Please read the next verse, nothing much. Soyam Soyamevatmanatmanam Vitthatvam Purushattama Bhuta Bhavana Bhute Deva Deva Jagatpate. Now he says, O Purushottama. So what is a Purushottama? Is one word. Purushottama you will be seeing in 15th chapter in details, because that is called Purushottama Yoga. So in short, if you want to say, look, we say, why it is called Purushottama. So we divide. One is called, the world divided into three aspects. I think we'll not get into, because matter, energy and conscious principle. So conscious principle is called Purushottama in short. So this is a long process, let me not divert my mind, okay. So O Purushottama, the O most exalted being, means pure consciousness in short. And who are you? You are Bhuta Bhavana. So Bhuta Bhavana means you are the creator of Bhavayanti, the one who creates the Bhutas, the one who is the creator of all the beings. Okay, fine, you are creator of the beings, like we create our children, and after that we are tired of them, you understand? And after that, when the children start growing in wrong way, we say, better I should not have had them, I do not know why they are. You understand? No, it's not like that. You are not only Bhuta Bhavana, also you are Bhuteshaha iti. So you are the ruler of all beings. And you know what to do. That's why, in fact, not only that, you are also Jagat Patehe. So you are the Lord of creation, because you do protect them. That's why we said, no, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. This is the point comes. Abhyuthanam adharmasya. So that's why when there is adharma, it becomes more automatically he has to protect. That is his job. So this is paritranayam sadhanam, all these things. Now when he talks this point, bhuteshaha and also jagatpatehe, tvam swayam eva bethaha atmana atmanam. You yourself know. This is the beautiful point to understand. You yourself know with your own mind about yourself. It's a very technical point. Let me talk 2-3 minutes extra and we'll stop it. Here, the point comes when Arjuna asked the question to Lord Krishna, that you are everything. You are Adidevam. You are the cause. You are everything. Now teach me and about yourself. Now question may arise. Where did Lord learn? Who is his Guru? It's a big question mark will come. So we'll get into look. And remember, if Lord does not know by itself or himself or herself, whatever, now what will happen? All his product also will be ignorant or not, default or not. We'll get into a serious problem. So here is being highlighted that God knows oneself. That's why Bahushyam Praja Eti Satapos Tapyata, all these things comes, how the creation comes, not the God was feeling lonely, so nothing to do. That's why he thought of becoming many. I heard some discussion somewhere, okay? One Swami was talking, okay? So I think Swami was projecting his problems, okay? However, coming to the point, to highlight this aspect that the Jnanam is apaurusheyam. This apaurusheyatvam means the knowledge of one's own self, knowledge related to moksha, has to come from not from sense organs. Paurusha means sense organs. It has to come not from this direct sense perceptions, it has to come from different way. So the apurushatvam to establish, now this being is being brought that you know yourself by yourself. So your mind, and you know in details, that's why please, that's why we say this Apta Vakya or here is Ishwara Vakya is considered as Apurusham. That's why with this I'll stop it, that Bhagavad Gita technically is supposed to be called as Bhagavad Gita, not Gita. It's wrong. In Sanskrit it is wrong completely. It could have been called as Bhagavad Gita, but we all call as Bhagavad Gita. Why we say it's feminine? We put it because we give the status of Gita as Veda Shruti. That Bhagavan's word, Lord Krishna's word is Apurushayam, not Paurushayam. Can you see this point? So to establish Apurushatvam, this line is being used here, and of course in keeping with that, in our culture, in our day-to-day transaction, we do use the word Gita. That's why wherever Gita is being used is nothing but just to give the status of what? That it is Apurushatam, it is a Shastram. More of it we will see on Monday. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.